I, a tender young maid, have been courted by many of all sorts and trades, if ever was any. A spruce haberdasher first spoke of
This
me
episode
fair, but
of Ladies
I would have nothing
Unlaced,
to do
sponsored
with small
by
ware. My thing
Tommy
is
the
my
Kilted
love,
Fireman
and I'll keep
und
it
Crazy
close
RY
to
Crafts.
the young lads
Pendants
who say
available
do what
at
they
Dragon's
will.
Breath
My
Glassworks
thing is
at the
my
Oklahoma
own
Renaissance
faithful
Festival.
still, yet
Und
other young
an
lads
anonymous
say
art
do
lover.
what they will.
Now presenting your ladies of Chaste Treasure.
Good day.
Hello.
Hello.
Ladies. It's so good to see you.
Great to see you guys too.
Yay. Perhaps we should probably introduce ourselves. Good day, friends. For those of you who may not know me, I'm Lady Morgan Elizabeth Summers, Countess of Spencer.
And I am the Lady Katia Lukin. I am from Mother Russia, but you can call me Daddy.
And I am Lady Estefania de Castelar, la Marquesa de Esperanza, and I am from Borinquen.
Ooh. And together we are Chaste Treasure. That is simultaneously my favorite and least favorite part of these broadcasts is that none of us can do anything simultaneous, and it makes me sad. But it's also sort of just the way things are, so whatever.
We are still all together, and that is the most important part of all.
Yes.
Absolutely, and we have our booths.
We have our drinks, yes.
Yes. My giant goblet of wine. What are you? I could make assumptions, Katia, what you're drinking, but I am curious.
Well, it is a little bit of vodka with a little bit of limoncello in it for flavor. It's a nice mix.
What do you have, Estefania?
I am drinking sangria.
Oh, very nice.
For the summertime, you know.
Yeah. Yes. That makes me happy.
Is it got chunky fruits in it?
No, I didn't have time to cut them, but I just need the wine. That's really all I need.
Yeah. That is definitely a thing.
Oh, thank you so much, Colby. Thank you. We had a blast over there. We can't wait to go back, to be honest.
I heard a lot of wonderful things about that show, that a lot of people were very excited to have you, and lots of new fans have been calling us and talking to us. And very excited.
That's wonderful. We had a little girl. She kept following us around, and she sat down and she was like, "Can you tell me a story?" She was so cute.
Oh, precious baby. Mm-hmm. You all look so beautiful. I was snooping on your photos.
Yes, I loved and your rendition of Long Time Traveler, I think, which we don't always do all that often anymore. I love getting some of those songs in every once in a while. Hang on.
Yeah, that is one of the West Coast, one of our favorites, just because it's so pretty, you know, and we sound really good doing it. So we always like to share, you know. We usually don't do them for shows, but we'll do it, you know, like when we're standing around, you know, just to, you know, sing for people. Yeah.
Oh, yes, and we did have letters go out from anybody who is subscribed to our Patreon. We did have letters go out recently. So, yes, I know that Margaret sent hers out, and I think it was Arabella was doing verses this past month in June. Sorry. It's hard to keep track. There's 19 of us, and there's a lot going on. So at any given moment, things can get a little...
Yes, I was talking to Lady Margaret all about her letters. I told her to write all the sassy, saucy things. She was like, "What? Should I just tell them about my cats?" And I was like, "Yes, absolutely. They love it when you talk about your pussy."
Very accurate. Very true.
She is
probably one of the largest cats of anyone in the group.
It's so fluffy.
Huge, big, fluffy cat.
And then she got the second baby. It's so little and tiny. And there's a picture of the kitty with the little kitty right next to it. And I died. And I said, "Send me more, please. Because this is what gets me through the day and the night." It's tiny baby kitten pictures. I'll share them all later.
My favorite cat.
Favorite kind of cat. I will say I had a really interesting time last night. I was doing Delta Green for Gothic Horror Gaming. For those of you who like to watch that, it's through Nat 21 Adventures. So half the time I run a stream, and then the other half the time my husband runs the stream. So last night they had a raid that came through where a bunch of Twitch people will all come over and watch the stream for a couple of minutes. I said, well, I have to do something special for this. So the party was attacked by a jaguar.
Oh,
in the middle of Mexico. It was fabulous and so much fun. And just everyone. Oh, and Agnes was part of the group, and she her character had gotten drunk on tequila earlier, so she was right. So she's like, Can I do the? Can I? I'm like, you're gonna call the cougar over to you. She said, yeah, I want it. I want the cat. Can I have it come over? She named it Jessica, and I was like, what are you doing? All right. You're going to call this wild jaguar over to you and accept the consequences of your actions. And good luck if you die. But yep, that was, yes, drunk Agnes named cat. So that currently is my favorite kind of cat.
Oh, that is fantastic. Oh, it is so difficult to choose a favorite type of cat. But I do really love, it looks really beautiful and silvery and delicious is snow leopards. And they have like the biggest little paws that you just want to hold them. I've got to pet one once. It was the softest thing I ever petted. It's true. This is a true story. I got to pet and hold one, and then it scratched me, and I hoped it would scar so that I could tell everyone forever that I had been scratched by a leopard. Unfortunately, it did not scar, but I will still tell everyone forever that I got scratched by a leopard.
That is an impressive statistic, to be sure. Like, ooh, right. Where did you get that from? I got scratched by a leopard.
I have definitely touched a lot of wild animals in my day. True story.
Hey, Stefania, do you have a favorite kind of cat?
Honestly, I would have to say, like, my favorite type of cat is just the regular domestic cats. I feel like I'm very attracted to strays. Like I'm always like looking at the strays, like,
yes.
Get away from me. I don't know. I just like rejection or something. I don't know.
And my cats at my house, I have an equal amount of. I have one really nice cat who loves to sit in my lap and climbs up into the streams at the end, and then I have another cat who hates everyone and likes to just hit me as I'm walking down the hallway. Like if I walk past her, she'll go bat 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 bat. I'm like, what are you doing?
It's a love tap. Bam, love tap.
She's just letting you know who is boss. That is all.
It's my own fault I named her Isis. Like she totally takes that seriously and she wants to be worshipped at all times.
No, and then you should follow through on that. It is important.
I try. She's done this thing lately. We'll move on from cats for a second, I swear. But she's done this thing lately where she likes to gatekeep the kitten's food. So she'll lay in front of the dish and just like challenge her to come near. She'll like, go on.
Mm-hmm.
Just try. And then she gets all upset when like the kitten gets too close and she'll be like, like, what are you? It's her dish. You have a different dish that's somewhere else in the house. This is not your food. In 9 months, she's never been interested. She's never been interested in the kitten's food. And now she's suddenly like, oh, well, surprise. I'm going to eat all of it. And then I'm going to stand in front of a dish and make sure that she can't eat anything. I'm like, thanks, Isis. I really appreciate this. So a couple of things before we really get started. Thing number one, which you will see scrolling at the bottom, that we are accepting tips. So send us your tips however you so choose. And a portion of the tips will go to the ACLU. We thought that was appropriate. I know that in June of last year, there were a lot of people that were getting arrested for bad, stupid reasons. And there are a lot of people that need legal services that simply can't afford it. So that's what the ACLU is there for, and they deserve it. So if you would like to donate tips, feel free to do so. Also, the other fun and exciting thing about tonight is that everything that you're about to hear, including the live song, is 100% brand new. We've never performed it anywhere. Very excited.
It is very exciting. I do love Siberian tigers, just to put that out there. They're my snuggle buddies at home. But, I know I've said that before. I just want to know that I am equal opportunity with my kitties. I want to pet them all.
A toast.
Toast to cats.
Yes, it's all the pussies. Long live the pussies.
Treat them well, and they will not bite.
Says you.
Well,
That is, I don't know. I don't think that there's anything more allegorical than I treat my pussy really well, and still she kind of bites me every once in a while, just for fun. Like, that seems really appropriate for a lot of different situations I've been in.
I mean, as long as there's consent involved, I'm up for lots of things.
That's absolutely true.
Personalized letters about cats. Would you like to listen to me wax philosophical about kids? I will do it for you.
I don't want to put waxing anywhere near cats. Don't start with that. That's no, not my thing.
Again, I am up for many things as long as you ask nicely.
True. So, ladies, these are brand new songs, and you don't have to pick like a favorite or anything. But is there anything when you start to approach a brand new piece of music? Is there anything that particularly inspires you, or is there a process that you go through to start getting ready to write new lyrics or to write a new piece? I'm honestly curious. You're all looking up in the air, like, "Where's my brainwaves? Where's my brainwaves?" All right.
I always like to talk about just things that are going on in my life. Whenever it comes to any writing new lyrics, I'm like, where can I pull from a situation that just happened and make something of it?
I find for me, at least when I am working on a melody, that often I will have like a phrase of this song in my brain, and it just kind of goes on repeat. And sort of every time you repeat, it gets a little bit longer. And then I'm like, all right, this little section is done. Now I just need something to go in front of it. So now I'm going to work on the part of the melody for that. When I am writing lyrics, on the other hand, a lot of the time, especially with things for like Chased Treasure, I often have the punchline first, and then I work my way to it.
Yes. No, that absolutely makes sense. That happens to me all the time.
If I've got a topic, I can generally just piece it together pretty quickly.
I mean, for me, I get a lot out of movement. So if I'm thinking about something in particular, I'll usually like take my dog for a walk, or I'll just walk around the neighborhood and so and start yelling things. So there are times when we first started doing I like my men like I like my drinks. I was singing that in my neighborhood for about 2 weeks straight before we ever I put pen to paper and really figured out what I was doing. And it was just like, I wonder what my neighbors think of me at this point. Especially
if you were watching like Airplane or something like that, when they're like, "How do you take your coffee?" and she's like, "Black like my men."
I did that one time. No one believes me when I do that one, but there are occasions where I'm always like, "I like my men like I like my drinks black," and people like the audience just reacts. I'm like, all right, well, let's see where this goes. This is going to be fun. Well, I like my men like I like my coffee. I only drink coffee half the time. And some people are like, just the audience, the giant eyeballs that come out of the audience that I just keep waiting to ping into the stage at some point. Like,
it is one of the wonderful things of those that there are about this last year is if you've got a mask on, you can sing to yourself out loud and no one can really tell that you are talking to yourself.
That's very true.
I mean, for me, I am often in, if I am in New York City, then I just look like every other person who is a weirdo talking to themselves.
Very true. Is songwriting or is crazy? We don't know.
Column A, column B.
So we're a little ways into the show at this point. Would we like to try a live song, or would we like to premiere something that is a video? Yes, ladies, we want to hear a new song about legs. All right, that's I was about to cue it. Rosalind, come on.
Lady Rosalind has control issues, and we love her for them.
Yes, she's always on top of everything. Every once in a while, I'll get a message from her saying, "Hey, Morgan, did you remember these like 6 different things?" I'm like, "Oh, right. Yes. Thanks, Rosaline. I forgot." She's really good at it. So is there anything that we want to say about this next song called Legs?
Well, I mean, I think the title is very self-explanatory, but it's about nice ones.
Very nice ones. And I have to say, I had a delightful time getting this one ready for this night. I just enjoyed this one, and it stuck in my head for like 2 days.
I sent these lyrics to Lady Catalina and I had an idea of what I wanted, and then she just made it so much better. And there's this lovely little moment sort of in the middle where it's very like Lizzo, sort of caustic, kind of like very, I don't know, it's very, very sassy. And I love that moment when we get there every time. And I can't wait. I want to show this off to everybody. All right, so we will premiere for the very first time ever the song called Legs. So enjoy.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Now. Miss Cleopatra unrivaled in her smart. Now. She said, "Hey fellas," and boom, there went their hearts. Now. Don't forget, Cleo had a secret weapon. Ooh, she carried it behind her in the round when she was stepping. She had legs. Ooh! From her hips down to her heels, she oozes sex appeal. She had legs. Whatever shape or size, they're dreaming about her thighs. She had legs. Ooh, curvy, thick or straight, we all appreciate some of them legs. Show 'em off, throwing back, time to celebrate your assets. Celebrate, yeah. Bow now. Pretty Helen who launched 1,000 ships. Now. Boys keep yelling wrapped around her fingertips. Now. Was it her face that drove them out to sea? Ooh, I think instead it was her tread, but it's something to. She had legs. Ooh! From her hips down to her heels, she oozes sex appeal. She had legs. Whatever shape or size, they're dreaming about her thighs. She had legs. Ooh, curvy, thick or straight, we all appreciate some of them legs. Show 'em off, throwing back, time to celebrate your asses. Ooh, bow now. We get diver, huh? Queen Guinevere. Yes, please. Twerking, working, walking, honey. You must agree. Boys are flocking like pigeons to the yard. Send a missive to some mix-a-lot and send one to the bar. She's got legs. She's got legs. And she's gonna suck it to me. Ooh. Legs. Bow now. Oh, you lovelies wouldn't disagree. Bow now. Any kind of legs, honey. Off I'm Bambi. Bow now. Big or small, made of resin, made of steel. Sitting down or standing up, now that's my kitty's heel. She's got legs. From her hips down to her heels, she oozes sex appeal. She's got legs. Whatever shape or size, they're dreaming about her thighs. She got legs. Ooh, curvy, thick or straight, we all appreciate some of them legs. Show 'em off, throwing back, time to celebrate your assets. Celebrate, yeah. Show 'em off, throwing back, time to celebrate your assets. Ooh, off and throwing back, time to celebrate your asses. Legs.
I love this.
That was so much fun. Oh my god. What you have to understand, in the original writing of this, we normally don't have this many people who can actually riff. So there's like, all right, this is going to be for that one person in the group who doesn't know how to riff. We're just going to say, just say the word legs a couple of times. And I love that it ended up with Stefania because you can do anything with your voice. And then she's just like, legs. It's like,
Legs.
yes. Is it Jimmy Kimmel or something? The one that goes shoes or whatever it is. Shoes.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Cheers. I love it.
Oh, I loved it. Loved it.
You know,
It's
I always
so
think about
catchy.
like when I do that, I always think about like that really deep bass, you know, from like other like R&Bs where they're like boom, like, and they just come in with that. Like, I don't know, that's where I got the inspiration for that.
Yes. That's the next thing we need to write. We need to write one of those like Bobby Brown songs where it sounds like someone instead of someone like calling you on the phone, it's someone like scratching out a letter like, "Oh girl, I need you to know that
Hey, girl.
yeah,
Hey,
exactly."
girl, I just wanted to tell you, you know, you really broke my heart last week, but I forgive you. I'm coming to your door now. I shall bring you candies. Please let me in. Oh, baby girl.
I will stand below your window and stalk you.
Yes. And I will say, we're not going to get to it just yet, but that inspired the other song. One of the other songs that I really enjoy is one of our other pieces, which was mostly about like I had that situation where I tried to break up with somebody and then they just kept showing up again. And I was like, no, you're gone. Remember, we talked about this. You're done, right? Just stop showing up.
I'm like, no, off you
See, I
go.
think that's how you know a man really loves you because you can't get rid of him because it just will not go away. That's how you know it's true love. Kind of.
Did you have somebody that you dated that you knew like within the first couple of days that it wasn't going to work, but they didn't agree with you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I've been there.
I had a partner that I was only with for maybe 2 weeks, and I do not blame them for a genetic condition, but their tongue didn't really come out of their mouth. So instead of being able to go, they could go, and that's it, which made kissing really boring. So after a point, I was like, I can't get beyond this. I'm sorry. And I don't think I told them that. I think that I said, you know, I just don't think that this is going to work out. And at that point, they had already fallen for me and they were inconsolable and they just kept trying to get in touch with me. And I was like, you're a really sweet person. I really like you, but your tongue doesn't work, so I can't be with you.
Could you imagine?
Oh, dear. That's a hard conversation to have.
Yes.
I remember I was dating a guy and I found out the hard way that he did not like to brush his teeth.
Oh, God.
It was the worst. And so like I told him, I was like, I can't do this anymore. And he was like seriously, that was the face he made, like, and he was like, no, you're coming home with me tonight. And I was like, no, I'm not. And I didn't want to. I'm just like you. I was just saying, like, you know, like it's me, you know, and I didn't want to be like, you have nasty mouth, you know, like I can't kiss that. That's gross.
Rosaline had to do a kissing scene with someone who was constantly smelled like Doritos. I don't know if that would be a plus or a minus for me, honestly.
Were they nacho cheese Doritos?
Or Cool Ranch.
Were they Cool Ranch? Because that does make a difference, I have to say.
It does.
Yeah. I
not
guess
good.
if you were haunted by the smell of Doritos, then it wouldn't necessarily be very entertaining.
Ooh, it's haunted.
Haunted by chips.
Could you imagine? Use the Dorito, you're like, you see the shadow. You're like,
Shows up
That
behind-
Like just a big triangles just coming after you. That'd be awful. Yes.
Oh,
Elsa's a big fan of 20th century dental hygiene. Yes, I agree with that as well.
no,
But
Lady
no,
Katia too.
I mean
Katia, did you
seriously,
ever
you should
have
know
to
that by your like
awkwardly-
type.
Yeah. Did you ever have to awkwardly break it off with somebody because they were that you couldn't tell them the real reason?
There was a gentleman once. He was a lovely human being, but he did not quite know how the it's really not about the size of the ship, it's the motion in the ocean, and that was a very still ocean. Still waters, and the still waters did not run deep. And it's one of those situations where it's like, you've got so much going for you, and I think you're such a lovely human being, but we've got no chemistry whatsoever. And instead of chemistry, it's like I'm in a really boring English class, and I think I'm just going to have to bail on this. But I didn't. I wanted us to be friends, but I did not think there was any way I could nicely say it without hurting their feelings. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, here, I'm going to buy you a drink, and then I'm going to tell you, hey, listen, baby, I would love to go to the movies with you or hang and stuff, but I also respect if you don't want any part of it, because I just don't think the dating situation is going to work out for us, just because we just did not have that like spark. And he did not want to be friends, and I totally respect that. But at least he took it better, I think, than if I had been more truthful.
Could you imagine?
An alternate reality where you are stalked by Coia. I mean, listen, I would send you really weird presents, and occasionally, like I might just paint on the outside of your door in mysterious red substances. I cannot say.
Yeah, I feel like it's dangerous to do things like that with Coia. Like, all right, you would like. It becomes it's not so much a wish as it is a dare, and then once that happens, there's no telling where it goes. Like,
it's very true. I like a challenge.
All right, ladies. Well, we have a couple of other songs that we could probably throw around. Would we like to do a live song, or would we like to do something a little more country-ish? My nose is running, and I apologize if I just keep rubbing my nose on in the middle of this show. Oh, allergies.
Would it be best for us to do a pre-recorded so you could blow your nose, darling?
You know what? Actually, that's a good idea, and I might change my lipstick because I look dead. So, yes, I think that we will set this song up. So, I'm not going to give you the whole story, but the basic idea is, at one point we had this really fun song, and then after a while we realized that we couldn't use it. So we wanted to do something a little bit different, but along the same lines. And about last year, I came across this really fun and interesting country piece with a lot of grit and heart to it. So we just readapted the lyrics and added our own sort of little twist. And I'm really excited to premiere this one, especially for some of our crowds that really enjoy this kind of music, like Pittsburgh and Alabama and Louisiana. I think anyone in this audience who's from those shows, I think you will enjoy the heck out of this. Mm-hmm. So this is called Outlaws and Outsiders.
Got a traveler, so I'm a rebel and rogue, and I'm always moving on. With a fire inside, ain't never gonna die. I'm the sword you cannot outrun. When the flint strikes steel, then you'll know what you feel, and it's only just begun. One thing I've learned is you can watch it all burn, but the flame ain't ever done. Ooh, raise them up a little higher. Your fires, outlaws and outsiders. Ooh, some call me a renegade, the enemy. Throw your hands up if you feel the same. Whoa, living life at the edge. Just say what you want to say and walk away. I'll stand tall when there's hell to pay. Ain't no power higher. We're the outlaws and outsiders. Oh, mother, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm of the law. I was born in the dark with a fearless heart and a taste for the other side. I was the craziest child, I was so damn wild, I'm amazed that I'm still alive. They thought I'd change with a little bit of age, but you know that never will. Takes too much time to walk straight line, and I don't have time to kill. Ooh, raise your fists up higher, you fighters, outlaws and outsiders. Ooh, some call me a renegade, the enemy. Throw your hands up if you feel the same. Whoa, living life at the edge. Just say what you want to say. Walk away. I'll stand tall when there's hell to pay. Ain't no power higher. We're the outlaws and outsiders. Lawman has put an end to my running, and I'm so far from my home. Oh, mother, I can hear you a-crying. You're so scared and all alone. Hangman is coming down from the gallows, and I don't have very long. Some call me a renegade, the enemy. Throw your hands up if you feel the same. Whoa, living life at the edge. Just say what you want to say. Walk away. I'll stand tall when there's hell to pay. Ain't no power higher. We're the outlaws and outsiders. Outlaws and outsiders.
There we go. I love
Like the wind at the end, like.
yes. And it's funny, since we did that song, we've actually workshopped it even further with Lady Rosaline and Lady Elsa. So we're doing it up in Maine. We've already talked about doing it, and we have like a new ending to it and everything. And it's just, yes, getting that on its feet. I'm so proud of the work we did. It sounds so good.
I'm digging the new lip color. I like what you've changed to.
It's like, I said to myself, you know what? You can either go like pink and make yourself look like a day glow 80s fiend, or you can look more dead. And I said more dead works for me. I think this is it's actually like a purplish gray, but yeah.
It's beautiful. I mean, I've got all the pink covered in my face and everything else. I am the pinkest of pinks.
I did this makeup look last night. This is going to sound so silly. I did this makeup look last night that is inspired by Ed Sheeran's new music video. He came out with a song called Bad Habits, and he's a vampire in it, which is really fun. And he had this eye makeup on that made it look like his eyes were kind of bruised. So there was like black, and then it had blue, and then it had like purple going out. And I tried it last night, and I really like it. I want to do that more. So this was kind of an attempt at that, but not as good.
I definitely got to check that out. I love the idea of like the blue and the black and the darkness. That's my fave.
That's fun. Yes, thanks for joining us, Steve Jordan. Know that we have 19 different people that could possibly appear on the show at any given time. So yes, yes, because I'm a dark purple octopus. I do have not that side, that way. I have an ear cuff hiding up here somewhere. There it is. That is an octopus. That's my subtle octopus for the day. Although I have other ones. No, thank you, Donald.
So true.
So does anyone have any questions out there in the audience, either about this process or other things that you might want to ask us, or I don't know, whatever. Beg Katya to stalk you, I guess, if that's a thing you want to try.
I mean, listen, it's not out of the question.
It'd be kind of, I don't know, it'd be difficult because you're sort of not stationary. You're going a lot of different places. So, maybe. I don't know. See, now I'm thinking of the practicalities of these things. That's wrong.
I mean, look, are you wanting me to like cut out letters and like paste it onto a piece of paper and send you weird notes? I mean, I can do that. We can make a picture on that. I'm not so willing.
Are you volunteering to do the next like letter sending thing and then just do it as all like magazine letters? Like, I like your face, Kat.
I'm not saying no.
I know what you did this summer.
What's the strangest thing a fan or patron did near or at you at a fair? Ooh. Most of mine involve horses. Not that it's like a stranger, but there have been a couple of occasions on the dais at the New Jersey Renaissance Fair where there was a girl who was just starting to do the mastering the list. So she's the one that announces everything as it happens in that particular show. And she made her first announcement, and then the horse decided to just fart as loudly as possible for like a minute straight, just like as it walked. Just awful. Absolutely terrible, terrible sounds. Uh-oh, we've frozen Katya. But yeah, that was probably one of my favorites, was just the strangest thing in the world to see that live, of just gas powered. All right, there we go.
Sadly, I missed the whole story.
I'm so sorry.
I disappeared for a moment, but now I am back.
You know, you were frozen, but you were just like this. So
yeah, you looked like you were in rapt attention. I want that for all of my Zoom meetings, of just me looking really interested in things. Like,
oh, that was funny.
Yeah.
You know, this past weekend, there were people, they were pirates on the porch, and they were on the second floor, and they were throwing candy at people. And as we were walking by, they kept trying to hit us, but I don't know what it is, but I have this thing where anything that comes towards me, I can see it and like react to it before it hits me. So I kept catching the toffees. They were still throwing toffees, and I was catching them in my cup as I was walking by, and they made a show of it. It was actually quite fun.
That's fun.
That is lovely.
But they were trying to be jerks, you know. They're trying to hit me in my face. I was like, that's not cool.
Well, speaking of jerks, a funny story that someone nearby. Is there an echo? Is it me?
I'm not hearing anything, but
good. It's just me then, perhaps. I don't know.
That's a little echo here.
Sorry, loves.
It's all right.
So someone was heckling a number of fighters who are in the midst of battle, and they yell out, "You're a jerk! G-E-R-K, jerk!" And everyone just turned and looked, and then looked back forward, because I'm like, I can't make eye contact.
Jerk. Wow. You're a jerk.
You're a big jerk, all right.
Oh, that's hilarious. If you would like to not be a jerk and send the lady some love, which I felt like I had to grasp that. So feel free to throw some money in our tip chest, virtual tip chest at paypal.me/chase treasure. A portion of tonight's tips will go to the ACLU. So if you like that, then do that thing. But yay.
Por favor.
I'm trying to think if there's anything, I don't know, anything else. Well, we're going to end up doing a live piece here shortly that sort of deals with things that we've seen or done at Renaissance festivals. Would you ever do an adaptation of a metal piece? Even something lighter like symphonic metal would be amazing. Well, so I would say yes, potentially. First thing is, I love Dragon Force, but all of their songs are 14 minutes long, so we can't do any of those. I also like, is it Nightwish? I think Nightwish is the one with the operatic woman. She's really fun. Yes, we could potentially do something like that, but it it depends. There's a lot going on to make that work. So yes, maybe. I don't know. That's real complicated. Sorry. That wasn't a great answer. I apologize. Yay. All right. Nightwish. I was correct. My apologies. Yes. So potentially, if you've got a particular song in mind that you would like us to try out, to cover, or to anything like that, feel free to get in touch with us on chasetreasure at gmail.com. I'm sure Rosalind can put that up in the comments. You can always suggest a song to us. We're always trying to diversify our material, including tonight, where we're doing brand new pieces that we've never premiered anywhere else before. But generally speaking, the more interesting and fun and sort of different that we can get, the better I feel like our show is. So it's different than, I don't know. I've gone to Celtic shows where, I'm going to stop talking in a second, I swear. I've gone to Celtic shows where everyone does Johnny Jump Up, and it's 30 different acts doing the same song, and some of them have a little bit of a different feel to them, but after a while it's just boring. I don't know. Have you ever gone to a show, Estefania, where you've seen everybody doing the same song?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm always excited, especially with Chase Treasure. We have such a really good songbook, and there's like, I don't know, at least 40 songs. It's a lot of, repertoire to kind of pull from, and everything has its own feel to it. So I'm very happy, with our songbook, and I'm really excited to keep adding to it,
Yes, I hope so. I mean, there's always more things. All right. The world has changed a lot in the last year. Is there any of your older songs that you think should be updated or rewritten? I mean, there's some things that we're abandoning. Like, if I don't have to do, gosh, what's one of those pirate songs that I don't want to do anymore? Mrs. McGraw. We don't have a good version of Mrs. McGraw. Other people do, but yeah, that would be the one I'd want to chuck out. Sorry. Yes, we did update Fairy Stories to Brave Knight's Tale. We thought that was being a bit more inclusive and a bit more positive, to make it more about, like, he slept all night with the king because that was his choice and this was consensual. So I think that's more fun.
Darlings, is my sound a little bit better? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, and it is better.
Okay, good.
Alcoholic drink we would not consume.
Oh,
I don't like tequila. Tequila makes me forget things worse than other stuff. I'm sorry, I just don't.
I'll take all of your tequila. That is fine.
Feel free.
I will share it with you.
I mean, frankly, I cannot really do red wine. It gives me a terrible headache. So I will give you all my red wine.
Yes, feel free. Give me all of your red wine. I feel like we did that at one point when you were down in Louisiana. Someone gave us like shots of tequila, and I said, "You take this, and I'll take yours, and we'll be fine." So yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Katya, but I cannot drink vodka. Vodka makes me black out, and then I teleport. So I go from talking to somebody to being in my bed, and I'm like, how did I get here? I don't know. So I try to avoid it.
I don't mind. I don't mind it in like mixed things. I actually really enjoy vodka. If anyone, I've done shots of vodka on the show before. That wasn't a good choice, but I've done it. I think there's nothing else that I wouldn't really try, but there are some things that are a little frightening to me. Like when someone makes their own homemade wine and you're like, you're not a professional at this. I'm a little concerned. We've had very good wine. Yes, I will say
it's all good.
Reverend Tommy Abbott has done a very excellent job of creating his own wines and liqueurs. And oh God, Elsa, I apologize in advance if you're watching this. I forgot to give you something that he gave to me for you. My apologies. It's still sitting in my refrigerator. But yeah. There are times where every once in a while you get someone that'll say, "Hey, do you want to try this random thing that's in my flask? I made it myself." And you're like, "Oh boy, do I say yes? Do I just no, not right now?" Right.
I mean, I did say yes at Louisiana, and it tasted like minty fire. And I'm still not quite positive what it was. I forget now.
Right.
Moonshine.
Yes. Well, now that some of the sound issues have been kind of worked out, do we want to try our live brand new song?
Let's do it.
All right. So this was, I was doing research for the New Jersey Renaissance Fair, and I apologize that I'm the one that's starting all of these songs and stories, but it's because I was the one that wrote a lot of them. So, haha, it's my show. Anyway. So there's a song called The Derby Ram, which is apparently a old English folk tune. I've actually never heard Renaissance people do it. It's a really great song. It's a great opportunity to make up stuff. But the idea is during the song, the varying performers tell tall tales about this ram that was at a particular festival. And if you would have seen it, you would have been there, you would have seen it at that time, and you would have believed this story. So I got to thinking that it would be really fun to tell people things that we've actually seen at varying Renaissance festivals that probably sound completely made up. But if you were at that show, you would know what we were talking about because it's true. So I think that's really fun. So currently the title is That Renaissance Fair. I don't know. That's a working title. I don't know if it's going to stay that way, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Oh God, and I started, right. Okay. As I came by the Renaissance Fair, all on a sunny day, I saw the strangest sights, my friends, and it drove me to say...
And indeed, friends, it's true, friends, I never was known to lie. And if you had been at that Renaissance Fair, you'd have seen it the same as I. As I walked by the pub, what a bit of luck. There was Queen Amidala doing whiskey shots with Robin Hood and Friar Tuck.
And indeed, friends, it's true, friends, I never would tell a lie. And if you'd have been at the Renaissance Fair, you'd have seen it the same as I. My first Renaissance was delightful. There are wolves, tigers, lions, and bears. But the biggest one was Susie Q, and she drank a gallon of booze.
And indeed, friends, it's true, friends, I never was known to lie. And if you'd been at that Renaissance Fair, you'd have seen it the same as I. I saw an epic joust once where one knight was knocked out. She got back up, said, I'm not done, and finished another bout.
And indeed, friends, it's true, friends, I never was known to lie. And if you'd have been at the Renaissance Fair, you'd have seen it same as I. Here is an abbreviated list of things I've gotten to pet. Camel, possum, wallaby, jouster named Paul, and a wolf suit pirate named Brett.
And indeed, friends, it's true, friends, I never was known to lie. And if you'd have been at the Renaissance Fair, you'd have seen it the same as I. Next festival was on the sea. We were looking at all these ships. The heat was passing through, so they said, and I'd rather stay in bed.
And indeed, friends, it's true, friends, never was known to lie. And if you'd been at that Renaissance Fair, you'd have seen it the same as I. I saw a handsome warrior, Conan was his name, and he was wearing fairy wings with his daughter, and no shame.
And indeed, friends, it's true, friends, I never was known to lie. And if you'd had been at the Renaissance Fair, you'd have seen it the same as I.
That was really well. It is very catchy. Because I didn't write this one. That's not true. Well,
oh, don't be so hard on yourself, baby. Don't do that.
We've got some really good songs today. I'm not concerned. Yeah, it's catchy because it's an old folk song. So everybody used to make up verses about stuff like this. So I think that this will be a fun little trend that we can pass around to all the other festival acts at some point.
Yeah.
Be fun.
I wrote some other verses that I didn't get to do because some of them are about some of our friends on the circuit, so I'll save it till we see them in person.
Oh, all right. Yes. People watching is one of my favorite things to do at various Renaissance fairs. I've seen some very, very strange things on occasion.
Only at the fair.
I couldn't come up with a verse. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just reading what Michael was saying.
Only at the fair. That's not a bad idea. Only at the fair is a title. I was at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair when there was a group of people who were all dressed as, and I couldn't come up with a verse for this, but I wanted to do it. They were all dressed as Power Rangers, and one of them got so drunk he tried to steal a sword from the knights that they had like placed, strategically for whenever they can cast off weapons. And he got kicked out. But he was too drunk to drive home, and all of his friends were still sober enough to stay in the festival, so they made him sit on top of the car for 2 hours while they kept watching the shows, and he just had to sit outside of the gate in his he didn't even have another change of clothes, so he's wearing this like Red Ranger costume, just sitting like sad.
Was he doing like martial arts? Was he like by his car? Like
he tried to steal someone's sword, like in the middle, like. It was so stupid. I was like, this is a dumb choice, man. This is make stupid choices, get stupid consequences.
Yes.
That's I remember my first mead. That's what happens to you. Oh, I like to think once I saw at the fair, I think it was at the Maryland Fair. There was a group of people in their Star Trek uniforms, and they had decided to come to festival as though they were on an away mission. Mm-hmm. But had to preserve the Prime Directive. So whenever they interacted with the people who worked there, it was very weird.
There is a part of me, I hope I'm not spoiling anything for anyone when I say that I'm looking forward to Loki cosplayers who are going to show up and try to tell me that the timeline from 1985 has caused me to be here. Like, friends, I know that this was my destination a long time ago. There is no nexus point that doesn't lead me to this festival, sweating my ass off right now in front of you. Like, believe me. But I really am. I'm looking forward to that. I'm so sad that we did not have a festival last year because I could have seen all of the hot people trying to dress as Geralt. I'm really excited for that. Geralt and Yennefer are going to be like my flavor of the year if I can find them. Yes. Drunk Shrek. Ooh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the working Dalek. I saw that too.
Wow. Ooh. There's a person that works at the New Jersey Renaissance Fair, and he's been there for years, and he dresses, he's Sir Oakhart, and he dresses as a giant tree. And he still, to this day, like 10 years in, scares the heck out of me when I'm walking down the street and I don't realize that he's just in the bushes over there, and I'm like, what? He's been there for years. I know this person. I've had drinks with him. And it still doesn't matter because when he's on stilts, I can't tell. And there's a tree that walked out and yep, said hello.
Oh, that's great.
I'm not going to go as Lady Loki. No, I mean, no. If anything, I've been reading up the comic books and studying my history. I would go as either Lorelei, who's an enchantress sort of character, or Verity. There's a girl in the newer run of Loki, Agent of Asgard, and her name is Verity Willis, and she knows how to read people so that they can't lie in front of her. So even when she's spending time with Loki, she knows when he's lying. Like, she's a human lie detector. No one can tell false hoods in front of her, and I think that's a fascinating power. Yay. Does anyone have any actual questions out there in the audience? Because we still got a little bit of time left, and we do have one more song that I would like to premiere, but I want to give it time. And no one cares.
You know what? If no one gives a question, I want to know what your favorite smell is.
Ooh.
I love a men's perfume. I don't know if that's how you say it in English, but you know, when they put these. Yeah, okay.
That's not English though either. That's French, isn't it?
It's French. Yeah. I love when they like put some of that stuff on, like especially when it's like the like musky kind of woody type. Very sexy.
Oh, very nice.
Everyone's gonna laugh at me. Some of my favorite smells are, this is stupid, but it's true. A freshly cut lawn, like fresh laundry, and I do not know why, but gasoline is very. I don't know. I like it. I like the smell of it.
I very much like the smell of gasoline.
I like the smell of things that are very strong. Yeah.
It's very much like a man's cologne to me.
I understand it is. I have, because I take so many allergy medicines, which I still have a tissue off to the side, because I take so much allergy medicine, over time I've slowly started to lose my sense of smell. So something has to be very strong in order for it to really be noticeable. So I think that's where some of it comes from, is just, I like the smell of gasoline because it really smells like gasoline.
See, some of my favorite smells. I love the smell of garlic bread.
Ooh,
it makes my mouth water no matter what.
That is a good smell.
But like if I had a candle, I always go for the holiday pine. So it's like it smells like cookies and pine trees, and like so vanilla cookies and pine trees is like the perfect thing for me. I think they call it. It's like if I have a Christmas cookie candle in the sparkling snow and I sit them next to each other. It's just
I used to, when I was writing romantic fiction, I don't write as much straight romantic fiction anymore, funny enough, but I used to have There's a Bath and Body Works candle called Mahogany Teakwood, which smells like you just walked into Abercrombie and Fitch. It's that very small, like masculine smell. And then there was another one that was Twilight Woods that was a very sort of perfumey woman's smell. So I would light them both at the same time. And I'd be like, all right, these two people are getting it on right now. What does that look like in your brain? And then I wrote some good stuff off of that too. You can ask Rosaline. I'm pretty sure that's what I was lighting when I was doing the William Wallace year, where I wrote a bunch of William Wallace fan fiction.
I love the smell of like a waterfall.
Yes.
Like it's just like it's almost like a cologne. I don't know. I'm always coming back to the cologne.
No, this is a good smell. It's a very good smell. Or, I don't actually tend to like it so much in like a candle form, but I love fresh cut lilac. It's very sweet and delicious, but the smell it does not linger, because as soon as you cut it, the lilac just goes. Yes, that's the end of that.
Yes. Cleopatra is asking, who or what is your greatest muse? And that's interesting. Getting into these songs, I was listening to a lot of modern and or 90s R&B. That's where a lot of the stuff came from. So Legs has like a sort of En Vogue kind of feel to it. So does the next one, actually. Has a moment or two of En Vogue. And also, what is that Silk Sonic song that just came out? I'ma leave the door open. That was like a big inspiration for some of the things that came out recently. So that's my current inspiration is modern and slightly older rhythm and blues songs.
Oh, this is a tough one. I'm trying to think of like the music right now that I find so inspiring and like sexy is like Janelle Monáe and but then if I want to feel all dirty, I like to listen to old school Kesha. Because Sleazy is really a sleeper hit, people.
Oh, that is such a good song.
So then I'm really feeling myself. I know. I just want to cover myself with glitter and some dirt and just like ride around.
Yes, absolutely.
Mine is a little off topic. I would say like my greatest inspiration right now, it has to do with like unsolved mysteries.
Like the show or like just in general unsolved?
Like the Kalasa Temple. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but it's a temple that is carved out of the stone. They don't know how it got there, but they have tried to destroy it and they cannot because it is a monolith. And so I'm very like inspired by things like that. Like I'm always want to know more. Constantly.
That's fabulous. I have to look that up later.
Yes. I just started reading, or I'm almost finished now, a book called I'll Be Gone in the Dark, which is Patton Oswalt's wife wrote it before she passed away, unfortunately. And it led partially to the apprehension of the Golden State Killer. So when she was writing it in 2018, she had passed away before the book was completed. And then friends of hers put it back together and finished the book. And as they were doing the book tour, they got a call like in April of the year that they were doing the book tour, that they'd found a guy who had 100% DNA match to all of these murders. And it is wild. It's like 13 murders and like a whole bunch of other assaults and things that he was convicted of. It's a wild journey that she was a part of. And I thought that was so fascinating.
That book is in my bag right now.
Yes.
Not even kidding. It's in my bag right now.
It's really, really good. And I am very tempted to get HBO Plus just so that I can watch the documentary that happened afterwards. Like I want to see that.
Well, I mean, if you're going to get the HBO and watch all the documentaries, then you got to watch The Vow, because that's crazy stuff right now. That's cults.
Yes.
It's crazy. If you need to frighten yourself a little bit and be uncomfortable for the day, watch some of it.
Good to know.
Well known. All right, I'm thrilled to do that. And I have been alerted that we do need to get to our final piece. So speaking of things that are creepy, sort of, not really. That was a bad transition. My apologies. So we kind of touched on this a little bit before, but this song was written sort of from a place of people who let you down, and then you just want to get rid of them, but they won't leave you alone. So that's where I was coming from on this. And I want to give a special shout out to Lady Estefania, who threw in the second verse all on her own and helped put together the bridge for the song. It's really, really good. And I'm really, really excited for her work on this. So we're very happy with it. This does feature a couple of harsh words. So if light swearing, like PG-13 level swearing, is not your kind of thing, this might not be your favorite song. But otherwise, please enjoy Kiss Off.
A lonely pirate swain made me feel some kind of way. I had not to lose or gain, so I let them dive in my bay. But now the poor wretch sends roses and swears they'll leave the sea. My fruit may be juicy, but you're not the only one I want shaking my tree. Stop. It's no use to ply me with romance. Stop. I no longer want what's in your pants. Stop. I'm mistress of my destiny. Stop. You shot off your cannon, but this ain't candy for me. Kiss, kiss, kiss off. You have got no right to me. Back, back, back off. I've got no time to spend on me. Break, break, break off. Better off without your company. Kiss, kiss, kiss off. You're nothing but unnecessary. I have a friend that lives in the neighboring country. Every time I write to her, she's got no time for me. But now she's all up in my bitch, trying to tell me how to live my life. I don't need your help or your lame ass opinions, bitch, you ain't my wife. Stop. Now you see me with my crown. Stop. Don't need your hands trying to pull me down. Stop. My sex is none of your concern. Stop. If you touch this fire, then your ass gonna get burned. Kiss, kiss, kiss off. You have got no right to me. Back, back, back off. I've got no time to spend on me. Break, break, break off. Better off without your company. Kiss, kiss, kiss off. You're nothing but unnecessary. Remember the time when I was there for you? Offered up my love, my time, and my care for you. Stop, my mind is made up. I know you're back up. I no longer give up. Kiss, kiss, kiss off. You have got no right to me. Back, back, back off. I've got no time to spend on me. Break, break, break off. Better off without your company. Kiss, kiss, kiss off. You're nothing but unnecessary. Kiss, kiss, kiss off. You have got no right to me. Back, back, back off. Got no time to spend on me. Break, break, break off. Better off without your company. Kiss, kiss, kiss off. You're nothing but unnecessary.
That was so good.
Oh, what a brilliant ending. Look at that. Yes. Oh, Lord, that was fun. That was worth it to put it at the end. Elsa said that we should have that one as the last one. And I was like, all right, we'll do that. And ooh, that was a great little collaborative effort there.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Yes, if you would like to send us your tips because you really enjoyed all these brand new songs that have never been seen ever before, please send us some love at Chase Treasure down at there it is, paypal.me/Chase Treasure. Some of the proceeds tonight will go to the ACLU. You can also find us on Patreon, so patreon.com/Chase Treasure. If you want some exclusive content, like, I don't know, we could probably talk about these songs, or we send you letters, or brand new verses that no one's ever seen before. That's kind of fun thing that we do. So you can always check that out as well. I'm trying to think of other exciting things that are coming up. We'll be in Maine at the end of the month. Yes, this is officially July now, isn't it? Yes. So myself and Lady Rosaline and Lady Elsa will all be up in the main area for the main Renaissance Fair. So please check out our website at www.chasetreasure.com, or you can find us on Facebook, which is where most of you are living right now. That'll give you an update on all of our tour schedule as we finalize it and make it work. Oh, and Nat 21 Adventures. Thank you, Rev Tommy. I apologize for that. Several of us will be involved in the Nat 21 Adventures coming up soon. So on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m., myself and Lady Catalina and Agnes and Arabella are also all together on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. doing a, I don't know, some kind of interesting character thing. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. I know that I want to make a necromancer. So other than that, I have no idea what's going on.
That's interesting.
Yes. Oh, good idea, David Seahart. Yes, myself and Lady Estefania will be in Washington in August. I just booked my Airbnb today. Thank God. Yes, so you will see us at the Washington Midsummer Renaissance Fair. It's 3 weeks in Washington, Washington State, in case anyone's asking. We're not on the East Coast. We're all the way over on the West Coast for that one. So please come check us out over there as well. And I think that covers my bases. Rosaline, did I forget anything? Also, we're cute and love us and send us tips.
Just put it right there, baby.
There we go. For our full tour schedule, check out our website at chasetreasure.com. Also, you can order CDs there. You can also contact us about private parties, any kind of fun thing that you really want to do. Let us know. We'll see if we can figure out how to make it happen. Because we like you and we love your support. And thank you all for joining us tonight. Yeah. Oh, yes. And our next Ladies Unlaced will be live in Maine, where I'm very excited. That'll be really fun. I'm going to swat off all the black flies. That's my looking forward to that. Any final words, ladies?
Thank you so much for tuning in and watching us.
Mwah. Sending you all kisses and stalker letters.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I am the Lady Morgan.
I am Lady Katia.
And I am Lady Estefania.
And together we are Chase Treasure.
You have been watching an episode of Chaste Treasure, Ladies Unlaced. Thank you to all of our fans for your continued support of the live arts. And a special thank you to our sponsors. If you would like to sponsor an episode of Ladies Unlaced, please email chasetreasure@gmail.com.